You can lose weight. It is possible at any age and any stage. I can guarantee you, I'm here to tell you it is possible. Weight loss lies in changing your habits. So all of my weight loss knowledge comes from competing 4 times, and I've actually prepped for 6 competitions. So every prep, you learn a little bit more about weight loss and about yourself. So I've gotten up on stage in the bikini section of bodybuilding competitions 4 times. So I've got my weight loss knowledge from there. I have watched hundreds, if not more, videos on weight loss. I've read weight loss books. I have 2 diplomas in personal training. So all my knowledge comes from both theory and practical. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, weight loss is possible for 99.9% of people on the planet. It is only the very rare exceptions that have some genuine medical issue or problem who will struggle to lose weight. So of course, if you are a woman over 40, you will notice the weight does tend to go to your belly. And there are a few things you can do about that as well. Hormones are one of them. You can get your hormones replaced through hormone replacement therapy. Because what happens as we lose estrogen, ladies, is that our fat storage mimics the male pattern of fat storage, because now in relation to our estrogen, our testosterone will be higher. And so where do men store their fat? Around their bellies. And that accounts for or explains why in perimenopause and menopause, you do seem to notice a little bit more fat around your midsection or belly. However, even women who are on HRT will probably moan and groan about their expanding waistline. And so another thing to check over 40 is your thyroid. Even if your thyroid is functioning, but it's just on the low end of normal, which is what happened in my case, I do think it's worth going to a doctor, getting it checked out, getting it tested, because thyroid does account for about 25% of a slower rate of metabolism. So you do want to get that checked out. And this information is backed by Dr. Lane Norton. He's here on YouTube. I'm sure you've heard of him. I'm sure you've seen him. He is one of the leading experts on fat loss and weight loss, and a trusted source because he reads all the scientific articles, all the medical journals. So I pretty much love and gravitate towards what he says. And what he says, I find when I apply it, it works. It works. So when I actually apply all the fat loss principles that I've spoken about at length on my channel, I lose weight. And so what I'm going to do for you ladies is I'm going to link my whole weight loss playlist in the description box below. Click on that, expand it. If you were to follow every weight loss video that I have ever made, you would lose weight. I can guarantee you that. But you have to follow the advice. You can't just think about the advice. You can't just wish for it, hope for it, plan it, but not execute on it. You have to execute on it. And you have to execute on it consistently. And that is the difficult part. And I'm aware, I know that that is difficult. Right now, you guys know I'm going through a grieving process. My ex-husband died. So the father of my son has passed away. It is very hard. It is a difficult time. One of the most difficult times that I've ever gone through in my life. And I'm not following any of my own weight loss advice. However, even having said that, what I can say to you is, even if you deviate from healthy eating, if you control your portions, you will not pile on the weight. So right now my weight is hovering at around 53 kilograms. You guys know, you who have watched my channel for a while, you know that I hover between 51, 52, all the way up to 55, maybe 56 at my heaviest. And so I always advise you to allow yourself a weight range. Don't become pedantic. Don't become fixated by a number on the scale. This is something that I want to drive home to you. Weigh yourself. Yes, I weigh myself almost daily. Whenever I feel like it, I weigh myself. But don't become fixated on the number, unless, of course, you're competing. But I'm fully aware most of you are not stepping up on stage. Most of you do not have the desire to compete, like me, who, I fell into that sport after I gave birth and I had my son and I was finished breastfeeding. I was looking for a physical challenge, something to do, something that would inspire me to get into the best shape of my life. And so I took up bodybuilding as a sport, as a hobby. And I love it and it's great, but I know most of you are not going to do that. So for you ladies who are living what I would call a normal life, you have a job, a 9 to 5, for you it's not important to be at a specific weight or at a specific body fat percentage. You just want to be at a decent body weight for your height and your size and your sex and your age. And for most of us, that is attainable. The other thing I say is that you don't want to get too underweight. I know. You want to be skinny. You said so in a poll on my channel. You voted that you would rather be skinny than lean or muscular. And I understand. I wish it weren't the case, but I understand, because the problem with aiming for skinny is that it can lead to eating disorders, disordered eating, undernourishing yourself. As I've mentioned before in a video, there is a woman, I would say around my age, who has confided in me that she suffered with anorexia and she is now struggling with osteoporosis, brittle bones. So that is a real danger and a concern, is if you undernourish yourself, you will run into health problems as well. What we aspire to may not be healthy. So I don't know what body image you yourself aspire to, but I encourage you to find healthy physical body role models. Aspire to women who, like I've done a video on Jennifer Lopez. She has a beautiful, curvaceous body that is not too skinny. She has ample body fat, but it's not too much. She's still within a healthy, normal range. And I know a lot of you want to be skinnier. I know you do. You've said it. And I understand the longing and the wanting to be thin, because we've been brainwashed by Hollywood, by social media, by all the images we are bombarded with. But ladies, please take a step back from that and just aim for a body fat percentage that lies somewhere between 20 and 30%. That is a healthy body fat percentage range for women. Aim for a BMI of between 18.5 to 25%. I mean, 25, not percent, just the number 25. That is a healthy BMI. And I know you're going to say BMI is not perfect. It's not perfect. But let's be honest, we are not bodybuilders. It's only inaccurate if you carry a lot of muscle. And for most of us ladies, the BMI, it's a good indication. The other thing you can do is measure your waist. And I will put on the screen here, I can't quite think of it. I think for women, there's an inch number that if your waist measures more than that, you're in the danger zone. And so I've been thinking about weight and weight loss, and the fact is, if you are trying to get skinny, well, that is superficial. I mean, it's not an advantage to you to be too skinny, other than you are going to feel like you can go shopping for all the fashion that you want. But if you are over 30% body fat, or your BMI is 25 and above, you do need to start worrying about your weight. And you can lose weight. It is possible. At any age and any stage, I can guarantee you, I'm here to tell you it is possible. The difficult thing is changing habits, and that's where weight loss lies. Weight loss lies in changing your habits, because it's your daily habits, what you eat when you get up, what you drink, how you move, how you manage your stress, how much sleep you get, how you go to bed, how relaxed you are, how you stay asleep. These are the things that impact our weight. And these are the things we need to look at, and we need to control our daily habits if we want to control our weight. And I know it's difficult. I know a lot of you are busy. We're all busy. You may be dropping kids at school and then rushing to work and then sitting all day long in an office job, admin, stress, deadlines, emails, Zoom calls, the boss telling you this, that, and the other, shouting at you. It could be really difficult to implement new habits. I get that. However, I urge you, if your weight is getting more and more and it's spiraling out of control, take a moment and just reflect on the fact that your weight also impacts your health. And this is true. If you are 25 or over BMI, you could start running into high blood pressure, risk of diabetes, high cholesterol, increasing your risk for heart attack, increasing your risk for uterine and breast cancer, increasing your risk for dementia. There are quite a few risks that go along with carrying more weight. But at the same time, I know you are beautiful, talented, funny, special, the same amazing person, no matter what your weight. So I personally don't care what you weigh. I don't. If I'm your friend, I don't care how much you weigh, but I know if I were your doctor or if I were your heart, I would be begging you to take control of your weight, not to get too skinny. That's something that I've come to realize as I've gotten older, is that chasing thin at all costs is also dangerous and negative. You don't want to get too skinny. You don't want to get too overweight. You want your weight to be in a nice, healthy range in the middle. So like I say, there is a healthy range, and it's not super skinny, but it is not overweight. The healthy range is 20 to 30% body fat. Now, you can do a DEXA scan. I would love to do one, but they are way, way, way too expensive for me. And in fact, there's nothing in my area. I can sort of tell by visuals what a body fat percentage roughly looks like on a woman. And you can Google images. In fact, I'll put some of those body fat percentage charts here on the screen right now. And so you can almost guess just by sight. You can also do the caliper tests. Some dietitians do them to give a rough estimate of your body fat percentage. You can use those scales that send whatever it is, those electromagnetic waves up or whatever they do. There are ways of telling, but in general, ladies, you know when your weight is getting too much. And I'm not here to shame you. I don't want you to shame yourself. I want you to aim for a healthy body weight for life, because that is going to set you up for lifelong health. And that is what we want. I want you to live a long and healthy life. I don't want you to be struggling with excess weight. When we get a little bit weightier, we get out of breath more easily, we struggle up the stairs, our blood pressure does go up. We are at risk for more health diseases and chronic health diseases. So ladies, your weight is a reflection of your health in a way. And I'm not fat shaming. I'm really not. But I urge you to not also be blinded to the fact that excess body fat can be a problem. Not on everyone. There are some people who exercise a lot, carry a bit of extra weight, and are healthy. So the right thing to do is to go and check all your health markers, especially if you are over 40. From 40 onwards, we really need to be mindful of getting checkups, annual checkups, blood work. I know it's time consuming. I know it's expensive. Do the best you can with what you have, with the money you have, with the time you have available. But I can tell you now that if you want to lose weight, I have many videos that will help you, but you need to take control of your eating first. Don't worry about the gym. Don't even worry about getting in 5,000 steps a day. That comes next. Now, if setting up a diet plan that works for you to lose weight, or figuring out how many calories you need just seems too much for your brain, and I get it, we are all busy, I can help you. Email me at louisecorrins.yt@gmail.com, and I can create a custom-based meal plan for you, targeted to your specific caloric requirements. So what I mean by that is we can do a 1,600 calorie meal plan. And if you are vegan, vegetarian, lactose intolerant, you just don't like a particular food, we can avoid that food. I can create you like a 1-week meal plan that you can follow. I can give you some ideas. If you want a training program for the gym or at home, I can do that as well. So just email me, we can chat, see what you need, and I can help you with that. I don't mean to try and hard sell you. I don't even need you to email me if you don't want to. I mean, you can find all this information for free. You can even go through all my videos. All the information you need is there. But I do understand that some of you are really busy and would just like someone else to do it for you. And I'm here to help. If you have quite a lot of weight to lose, you must control the calories coming in. That is number one. That is mission critical, number one, most important thing. The calories coming in need to reduce, and you will lose weight. Whether you are on thyroid medication or HRT or anything, if you reduce the amount of food you are eating, but you reduce it now properly, not lying to yourself and pretending you're reducing it when you actually are not, you actually have to take control of the liquid and the food that you are consuming, and you will lose weight. It's impossible not to. Ideally, I would like to see you download a food tracking app to your phone. Ideally, I would like to see you take the time, and I know it's time consuming, take the time to track your food, track your liquid calories, and do that. Do that consistently for a month or 2 or 3. If you get into a habit of doing it, you may want to continue. There's nothing wrong with continuing. And don't let people, I've also been guilty of letting people shame me into saying, oh, it's so much work. Why would you want to do that? People can criticize and they get negative if you weigh yourself often and you food track. Let them. Let them have their opinions. Let them do and say what they want to do and say. They will be the ones crying 10 years down the line when their weight is out of control and they haven't taken control and they are now suffering with health consequences that they didn't want. I don't want that for you. I want you to invest the time in your weight, because that is also an investment in your health. And I think it's time to take it seriously. As you know, I've had a big wake-up call. One of my peers, my ex-husband, when I say peers, somebody in my age range died. Now, he didn't die from health complications, but it has woken me up to the fact that life is precious. And it could have been a health complication. I mean, we all have bad habits, whether it's eating habits, drinking habits, smoking habits, sedentary lifestyle habits. We are all guilty of it. Bad stress management habits. We all do these things and we know we shouldn't. And I'm here to remind you, life is short, life is precious. And your physical being, this is your home. This is your home for this life that you get to have. Please take your weight seriously and your health seriously, because it is the only physical vehicle that you've got. So what do I want you to do? I want you to consider your eating as your top priority. Movement can come second. That you can add in, and that you can add in as and when you've got time. You can do exercise at home, you can go for walks, you can join a gym, you can join a dance class, you can cycle, you can swim. The form of exercise matters far less, although I would encourage you to do some resistance training. I really would. And I would encourage you to do a mixture of resistance training and cardio. And I know you're rolling your eyes. Where are you going to get the time for this? It doesn't take a lot of time. It can be resistance training for half an hour, 2 to 3 times a week, and cardio twice a week for about 20 minutes. You know, it doesn't need to be a lot. It really can be quick. You can get in there and get out of there. At the moment, because I am grieving and it's just a lot, I've only been to the gym a couple of times, a handful of times. But I get in there, I get my sweat on, I get a pump in, and I'm out. And it's pretty much all I can cope with right now. But that's okay. It's okay. Be gentle with yourself, with your time limits, and be realistic with your time limits. But what we can all do, I know we don't like to, I know it's easy and quick to grab a chocolate bar or to grab a muffin or to grab a bagel or whatever's at the office canteen or the vending machine. Please don't do that. Please take the time to cook something at home. It can be as simple as scrambled eggs on toast. You just scramble it with a bit of spray and cook, like olive oil spray and cook or something. Scramble it, no butter, on your toast, go. That could be a meal. And that is healthy. It can be easy stuff like that. It can be a can of tuna with some salad. You can just throw it in. You can buy the pre-packaged salad mix with some tuna. There are easy ways to eat healthily. You just need to put a bit of effort into it. But your weight is your health and your health is your weight. And the two actually go hand in hand. And I'm here to tell you, calories do matter. Calories do count. They are the secret to weight loss. If you control your calories, you control your weight. I hope you found this video helpful and motivating, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and I forgot to add, I'm linking to my weight loss playlist, but I'm also going to highlight some of the top videos that are really useful. I've got one. It's a 1,500 calorie diet. It's 2-day sample diet that we talk about in the video, where it hits your protein goal of 120 grams of protein a day. That is just a rough goal. You may only need 100 grams, but it's just to give you an idea of what healthy eating could look like. And lastly, I want you to increase your fiber as well and cut back on your caffeine and stop smoking. Okay, now I'm going to go for real. Bye, ladies.